Welcome to Ride and Howl. This is a different video than you've previously seen from me because I am in a car. My last video featured a car. It also featured this car, and this is a 2007 Mitsubishi Eclipse SE with the 4-cylinder 4G69 engine, 4-speed automatic, and some other goodies. So this car I'm about to sell, and I kind of wanted to do a farewell video, just rant and probably a bit rambly and drive, just to reflect on it and show it off one time. So let's get out and walk around it. And so this is a video in the vein of the Topher. Big fan of that channel. This car I've had for a while. It's actually my mom's car, and it's been fun, but it's time for it to go. I have 2014 Toyota Avalon now, also featured in the Acer Aspiration video, fun fact. And yeah, this car's been with me through a lot, but it needs a lot of work that I don't really have the capability to do. So it kind of needs to go. Ride and Howl, sponsored by ISL Motorsport, as you can see. Take a look at the hatch here. Not too bad for a little coupe like this. Got some oil in there because I actually just changed it today. Put some Mobil 1 in there and some oil I'm gonna recycle probably after I finish filming at O'Reilly. So got a Rockford Fosgate subwoofer there. Pretty good sound system in this car, in my opinion, especially the bass. I have a playlist just for this car that I made. Unfortunately, probably won't show it because I want this video to be visible to people, and that music is all copyrighted. But anyways, pretty fun car. It's interesting to compare to my Avalon now, because this is a lot more, I mean, it's a sporty car. It's, you know, it's a 4-cylinder 4,000-pound coupe. I don't know if it's, you know, a sports car, especially compared to the previous Eclipse generations, but you know, it's fun. I think it's fun to hustle around. One thing I miss a little bit is engine noise, and for a 4-cylinder, I think this sounds pretty good. I miss this era of Mitsubishi a lot, where they made fun cars. I don't feel like they really make anything interesting now that the Evo's discontinued, the Eclipse is gone. You know, Eclipse Cross. I won't rant about that today, but yeah, take a look at the engine bay. And one kind of quirk of this car is that the hood latch is messed up, so it closes somewhat, but not all the way. There's that 4G69, 169 pound-feet of torque, 169 horsepower. Clean oil change. The one modification, you know, mod, quote unquote, I did put a K&N air filter in it, just because I didn't want to have to keep buying them. But other than that, bone stock. And yeah, new battery in preparation to sell this car because the battery died that was in it. And yeah, it's got some problems. Paint chip right there. You could probably see one of the headlights, I think, has a little bit of water in it. And the clips are broken on them because they are very, very easy to break. And I was trying, this one was, I think, aftermarket. I had to replace it because the other one fell out. And then I don't even remember honestly what I was trying to do. But you see there's a crack right there, and it's got moisture in it, along with this little like spoiler thing, the crack in the middle. But yeah, it's a little bittersweet to see it go, but I do need it gone. So with all that said, I think it's about time we get on the road, talk a little bit more, have some sections where I just drive and kind of let the car do the talking. So let's do it. All right, so here inside the Eclipse. So yeah, 2007 car, so pretty basic gauge cluster, which I like. Got the the RL's on right now, which turns on the gauge cluster lighting. Pretty nice Rockford Fosgate sound system, like I mentioned earlier. Here's a bag full of camera stuff, water bottle, and some other emergency things that I brought because, you know, this car is a bit of a shitbox, I won't lie. And I wanted to be prepared for anything. So, you know, you tire inflator kit, fix-a-flat, jump starter, and a little SOS kit. But I do like this interior. The controls are really usable, unlike a lot of modern cars with touchscreen everything that you have to stare at to be able to see if you're using properly. You know, just boom, fan, and whatnot. And radio controls are pretty simple too, a little bit dated. I do wish this car had some kind of aux port. You know, I had to buy about a $20 Bluetooth transmitter. Not ideal, because especially kind of living in more rural areas, you do get some radio noise, but it's good enough for me. And you know, I'm not driving this car regularly anymore. Sunroof on this car came with the SE trim. So the SE over the GS on the 2007 Eclipse, I think it was the sunroof, the sound system, and I think maybe one or two other things that were, you know, you kind of stepped up to. I think 18-inch wheels. The GS has 17s, so some things like that. But not a bad little interior. It's actually held up decently well. There's a few little things, like I don't know if you can see it in the cup holders. There was a rubber piece from that missing, but the seats held up pretty well. You know, windows all still work. I would say the interior is held up better than the exterior for sure. You know, I like the steering wheel controls. On the back of the steering wheel, you have media controls. I think left is like track, forward and skip, forward and reverse, and then on the right it's volume up and down, and then little cruise control stock. Very nice. Now you've seen inside and out, so let's go for a little drive, shall we? All right, so here we go with our drive. So this car has been in our family for about 7 years, I'd say. And I've driven it until I got my Avalon back in June. I drove this for about a year straight. Before that, I had a 2006 Ford Fusion, the V6. Really loved that car. Fortunately, it ended up having some major transmission issues because, you know, it's a Ford. That's not their strong suit. And we spent way too much money trying to fix it, and kind of just ended up giving up. But got some really beautiful roads to drive on this evening. So we're just gonna go through and enjoy it. So this is kind of like I said, bittersweet. This car, it gave me a lot of stress due to the issues with it, and it being, you know, my daily driver to get to work every morning and just around. But hopefully it, you know, whoever buys it gets a lot of value on it. I'm, you know, gonna be honest about all the issues with it, and just try to make a deal. But oh, I will miss it a little bit. I won't even lie. But yeah, it's kind of turned into an evening drive. It was about 4:30 when I recorded the earlier parts. Might put the window up. I'm getting a little bit of wind noise. It's probably not pleasant on camera. Whew, a little bit of gravel there. The tires didn't like that too much. So yeah, this was had a lot of fun in this car. Had some good pulls and whatnot. I'll say one thing I miss about this car over my Avalon is that this car was paid off, and the Avalon is not yet, so it kind of wasn't as stressful to throw around sometimes. It's also just worth significantly less, but it's also interesting because this car, the Avalon, made me realize with its V6, this car is not very fast. It always felt a little fast, but like, I mean, 40 to 60 is not too bad, but, and we'll do a 0 to 60 later, but it's not a very fast car. But the beauty to that is that you can rev it out on the street without having to worry about going to jail. So there are ups and downs to everything. Let's do a little pull here. A lot of gravel on the road you're probably hearing because we got snow last week. It's, you know, kind of starting to melt away. But yeah, this was, so I drove it for a year. My mom drove it for a few years before that. There's such a raw feeling about this car that I think the Avalon doesn't have. I guess because you get engine noise in this car. You don't really get much of that in the Avalon unless you're revving it out, which is, you know, it has a really nice exhaust. And these are different categories of cars, but you know, it is kind of, I don't know, it's just the inputs in this car, there's just something more, a little more emotional about it that I'll miss. I'm hoping one day after the Avalon's paid off, I'd like to get, I'm thinking maybe a Miata. I would really love a C5 Corvette. I just need a garage that I want to be able to keep it in and work on it, you know, really baby that car, but we'll see. That's probably a couple of years out, so it'd also be contingent upon the market at the time. Throw it into manual mode, move my water bottle out of the way. Four-speed auto. It has a manual shifting mode. It's interesting, another, I guess, you know, two cars I've recently driven, they're not very similar, but I compare them a lot. You know, the gearing in this car is so tall because there's only 4 of them, and fourth gear is overdrive. And then the Avalon's a 6-speed auto. It's just kind of interesting in the driving dynamic, especially when, you know, when you're got your foot on the pedal pretty hard. Doggy up here. A cute little dog. Actually, here, let's that Mivec, baby. Hear that kick in and the revs get up. Intoxicating sounds. Trying to avoid the I keep bumping the headliner. It's my first time with the POV cam thing going on, and I keep hitting it on the headliner. I'm just hoping that the camera angle's not too bad here. Got a hairpin turn there. That's irresponsible. Another hairpin turn here. I spontaneously found this road about, I think, a week ago now, and it's a good driving road, although it is, you know, a little precarious with these hidden corners here. It's like a lane and a half wide, but we'll make do. Yeah, it's fun to just ride these corners. All that debris noise. Don't have any kind of mud flaps in this car or anything. nicely. The although another thing I will kind of say against this car is the turn radius is, I mean, it's probably not that visible here, but for a coupe, this thing has not, it doesn't turn very well. I honestly think my Avalon turns as good or maybe very slightly better. Just when you're, you know, doing a 3-point turn and whatnot. It's like here it's fine, but you know, if you got obstacles that you're trying not to hit, you might have to make a 3 or 5-point turn to, in what other cars would be just, you know. All right, so we're back. I forgot to charge the GoPro completely on the way to film this, and had to stop to charge it more in my car. So it's a little bit darker now. I didn't really want to make this drive when it's this dark, but you know, that's how it goes sometimes. Oh, it's the sound of an engine revving out. I don't care what engine or car it is. It really doesn't quite get old, does it? Alright, let's slow down. Let's slow down. Let's slow down. I don't want to hit a deer and not be able to sell this car after all. Nice chill night drive on the back roads. Another hairpin turn, baby.